Hello.
Frank, takes a drink.
It's thirsty. It tastes good, by the way. Tastes amazing.
It's thirsty.
Yeah.
We are both a couple of spaz cases right now.
I'm gonna be rude and eat pizza rolls for just a second. I'm almost done.
You're almost done? Okay. All right. We'll just all sit here and watch you eat pizza rolls.
That's rude.
It's
Welcome
all we're doing.
To another episode of Nerdoholics. Thank you for
talk with your mouth full.
Yeah. Thank you for joining us. For those of you that listened last week and gave us your opinions on Ahsoka, I finally caught up, or we caught up.
Yeah,
you
we
watched
both
it
did.
too.
I was gonna say we can do like a little refresher, kind of, or like our opinions now.
Yeah, of the last
Ahsoka.
episode.
Yeah, the last episode.
I think it's saving the show. Honestly, I think it's taking it another.
What, the last episode?
This the fifth episode that we just watched.
Yeah.
It's definitely like making me more interested. Holy crap! The Hayden Christensen, all of it.
Oh yeah! By the way, guys, spoiler alert if you haven't watched it.
Oops, sorry. I mean, Hayden Christensen's not in it at all.
Who is that?
What's Hayden?
Now all I'm thinking about is what's taters, precious. I don't know why that was my first thought.
I don't know.
Anyways, yeah, it actually made me more interested in the show now.
Yeah, 100%.
Because like we talked about last week, when us talking out loud and everything, it helped me realize that I don't think I liked the show very much because it's not about Ahsoka.
Yeah.
It's about Rebels.
Yeah.
It's basically a live action Rebels is all it was leading up to this last episode. This last episode made it very much about Ahsoka.
Yeah.
And I liked it a lot. And I really liked the kid that they cast as young Ahsoka. I really liked her.
I really liked
really
that
good.
we got to see like Hayden Christensen like in multiple costumes.
Yeah.
And like just Anakin Skywalker, like how he was in the Clone Wars. And also, just a sidebar note, Hayden Christensen, did he become a better actor over the years? Because I remember him not being that great, and he does like that smirk at the beginning. Like he just does so many little things that really brought to life the Clone Wars version of Anakin, which mind you, like he played it already, but he played it like the one in the animated series. Like it was very different, very like stern almost, right? Like it was kind of cool to see him in that like teacher role and like showing like I don't know if it was disappointment or like he was trying to teach something. Yeah. And it just the way he came across was amazing. Yeah. So.
No, I agree. I thought they did a great job with it, and it actually gave me more interest in the show now. Like,
yeah, 100%.
Because I was not about it.
Yeah.
I was kind of lost hope and was like, not really into it.
Yeah.
Because if they wanted to make a live action Rebels, just make a live action Rebels.
Yeah.
And cast it better, because holy shit, I can't with some of these people that they cast for the Rebels characters. It's not the only one they got right was Chopper. Like Chopper is the only one they got right.
Yeah,
it's just that maniacal little fucking what is he? He's a war criminal. He's a maniacal little war criminal, that guy. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Like, and like I mentioned this to you earlier. The Hera like shots kind of bother me. Like it's like I feel like they're just basically just focusing on her ass.
Yeah.
Like all the shots I feel like Hera is in, most of them are side view or from behind. I mean, I'm not complaining. She's a great ass, but at the same time, like...
I was going to say the opposite. I was like, I love the shots they're taking with her. I think whoever the DP is, whoever's pulling focus has the right and knows what they're doing. Like, yeah, every time we should use him, and every time...
It's the most redeemable quality of the character right now. So,
yeah,
I know. I guess it's really all we got.
I can't speak bad about her, but...
No, I mean, she's great. I have nothing against her. She's great. She's a great actress. Like, she's... Love all of her movies, but this is not the one.
Yeah.
This one's not doing it for me.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's just like lack of writing for her.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is that it just seems very like playing even when she's trying to be snarky, like it's like meh.
Yeah, it's not.
I don't know.
It just something's off. It's just it seems very bland.
Yes.
Like, yeah.
But either way,
I'm digging it though. I'm glad that we're getting more Ahsoka.
For sure.
Because I didn't feel like we were really getting a lot, even though this show is named after her.
Yeah.
So.
And now, hopefully, we will. I'm excited to see what happens in the future.
Oh, and we did find out too that because I didn't realize this either, but you kind of pointed it out today that David Tennant is the does the voice of the robot.
Oh, yeah.
That hangs out with Ahsoka.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty cool.
Right?
Didn't realize it was him, and then you said that, and I was like, oh, it is.
Yeah, I
That's
really...
exciting.
Well, I think it has... Ever since I've seen him as Doctor Who, like, his voice is just, like, stuck in my head. Like, I can recognize it anywhere.
Yeah.
So... But, yeah, no, I did like him as that role, so...
As Doctor Who or as the robot?
Sorry, as the robot. Oh. I feel like it's a good fit,
Well, it's like Alan Tudyk as K2SO, like...
Yeah.
Magical. Alan Tudyk is just great. The man plays a chicken. Okay? Yeah. He played a chicken named Hey Hey. All right? Do you not know that?
I don't get the reference, no.
Oh, from, oh my gosh, why am I blanking on the Disney movie? Moana. Hey Hey, the chicken?
Oh, really?
That's Alan Tudyk who plays Hey Hey. It's not a chicken. It's Alan Tudyk.
Well, there you go. Today, we are here to talk about video games, though.
Yeah.
So,
mostly Baldur's Gate.
Mostly.
Well, and then just the other new games and stuff that have been coming out and everything. Like, what's a Starfield?
Starfield just came out.
Yeah.
It looks super interesting. I've been seeing a lot of YouTube shorts on different things that, like... Because I really knew nothing about the game until a few weeks ago. I even had a friend send me a message on Instagram. And he was just like, so what do you think about Starfield? And I was like... What the fuck are you talking about? Like, I genuinely, like, didn't know what he was talking about. And he was like, no, you know Starfield. And I'm like...
No, I mean, I was the same way.
And you find out it's this amazing Skyrim space game.
Yeah.
And one thing I found out was apparently it's hard to move around space. Like,
what do you mean?
Like, they have to, like, kind of, like, spacewalk.
Oh.
And it's kind of really, like, slow. So people are, like, doing different hacks to kind of try to figure out, like, ways to do it faster and stuff. I've seen, like, different little things, which I always find that the most interesting about games like Skyrim that are just open world is what's going to be annoying and how they, like, find these little workarounds to, like, fix it and stuff, So it does look interesting. Again, I'm still kind of, like, I want to buy it. I'm almost there. I'm almost
there.
I'm close. It's just, I think it's one of those other things where I'm like, I know it's a huge commitment of a game.
Yeah.
And I'm still playing Elden Ring from, like, a year ago. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm still trying to beat Tears of the Kingdom. Like, so it's another one where I'm like, do I need to pull my attention for, like...
Plus, also, wouldn't you have to get, like... Oh, wait, would you get it for...
You can get it for PC. So I would get it for... Yeah, I looked into it.
Would you get it for your PC?
Yeah, I would just get it for my PC. That's all I get games for now. That and my Switch. Which, again, I only have a Switch so I can play, like, Super Smash Bros.
Yeah.
And Zelda.
Well, who doesn't love playing Super Smash Bros?
Right?
So, that's, like,
classic. It's just, I don't know. I feel like sometimes it's a waste because I don't ever play any other games besides... Oh, and Pokemon. That's the only other game I play. I play Pokemon. But, yeah, no, everything else goes on the PC, but yeah, I'm excited. Game...
My PlayStation holds sticky notes for me, so
yeah, that's a great use for it.
It is a great use. Well, I wasn't using it for a while, but now it's getting a lot of use.
Yeah,
now we're
you're playing Baldur's Gate. Yeah,
yeah.
I've seen the videos on it. It does. At first, when you told me about it, I was kind of unsure because I've seen other, like, role playing games that were, like, basically like a Dungeons and Dragons mimic, and I'm not the biggest fan of them. I don't know. They get boring after a while, but you've been playing it for some time. How do you feel about it?
I'm slightly obsessed with it.
Okay.
Like, I think about it all the time. Like, I know that I have to be working right now, but all my brain is telling me is that I want to play Baldur's Gate.
Okay.
I constantly think about it. It's really great. It's pretty much just, like, kind of that open world feel and everything too, but it's like, you get random things that will happen throughout the game. So it's like, I'll just be, wandering around the forest with my group, and then all of a sudden it's like, you failed a perception check, and I'm like, wait, what happened? How did I fail? And I'm like, somebody else come over here and come not fail this perception check. What is going on? What did I not perceive?
That's pretty cool. That like it's because I think most games, it's like that, but you don't ever get, like, warnings. It's just like either you do or you don't. Like you can be wandering and you either find the thing you're supposed to or not. And that's kind of cool that they're like, well, you fucked that up, and like, like, you.
You good?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I think Frank is alive, everyone. Nobody panic.
I think this drink is dangerous.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it kind of is. I mean, it is the TPK after all. It tried to take you out.
It
Total
did.
Party kill.
Right now, it definitely did. That was crazy. Anyways, no, that is pretty cool that they give you like a weird, like, oh, you fucked that up, now deal with the consequences or whatever. So I haven't seen gameplay. I've just seen like cutscenes and stuff, which they look pretty cool.
Yeah.
As far as gameplay, so you just get to walk around, do whatever, or like
kind of like, I mean, it's like Skyrim in that way, where it's like you get a certain mission, you get certain like main missions, but then you also have like it's just like it's honestly it's just like playing Dungeons and Dragons at the same time though, because it's like when you're playing Dungeons and Dragons, each one of your characters always has like their own kind of quest. Okay. That they need to do, and that's pretty much how your party gets brought together, and that's kind of what happens with this is like you guys all get, and like everybody in your little group or whatever has basically been kidnapped and taken on this mind flayer ship and taken to basically one of like the hell dimensions or whatever, and they're trying to turn you guys into basically like mind flayers basically because they put the little worm in your eye, and you're like, oh fuck, I got worms in my head, or a worm in my head, whatever. But it's just like, it's basically you guys on a quest to figure out how to get these out of your head. But at the same time, everybody also has their own motives and their own quests that they need to like fulfill too, that you have to go do. And then there's also side quests that you can go do. It's just, it's full on, and it's so great. And the combat is turn-based, so it's exactly like pretty much Dungeons and Dragons, but you can actually turn that off too if you want. And just run around, I guess, hacking at people.
That's cool.
I prefer turn-based games. Not a lot of people usually do. I feel like a lot of people actually prefer just running around and hacking at things and stuff. But I like turn-based. I like more of the strategy behind things and being like, okay, this is my turn right now, and then I know that guy's going to go next, so I'm going to go after that guy, so then he loses a turn because he'll be dead, and then it's my guy's turn next, and then we'll go after the next guy, whatever. I like strategizing my moves and stuff, and taking my time. So
one of my favorite RPGs is Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, and they kind of combine both of them because basically you'll be running around and you have your lightsaber or whatever, you can dual wield, you can do all kinds of stuff, and you'll be fighting, and it's definitely like run and you just kind of hit buttons and slash things, but every single time you attack or defend, it shows a number, which is your roll. So you're not, even though you're hacking and slashing, it's still generating just rolls every time. Yeah. So your points are based off that. So it's kind of a weird combination. Yeah. But yeah, it is interesting how they kind of innovate different things. But I think good old faithful turn-based tends to be like the consensus among players that like these kind of games. And I think more to your point, like because they're strategizing and it's not just... because it's turn-based, you don't have to worry. Usually, sometimes you do. Sometimes, like, you'll kill the enemy, and then there's, like, a surprise. But it's never, like, they can come up behind you and just, like, cheap shot you, which tends to happen in, like, adventure games where you're one slice away from beating the boss, and then something stupid fucking happens, and then...
I feel like you're talking from experience.
Like, I'm talking about this from fucking last night. Yes! Like... I was so mad. I was so mad yesterday. Because... Elden Ring is so dumb because it starts you at such a low level compared to like plants just kill you, like it's dumb. So that kept happening to me yesterday where like I was running down, like I was going into this castle, and you can either go into the main way of the castle and there's a bunch of enemies, like people with fucking arrows in the fucking rafters and stuff, or you can sneak around. Well, I had snuck around and I was going back down where all the enemies were so I can get all those points and stuff. And as I was doing that, I missed a guy that was a little bit higher than me, and he killed me with arrows. And it took me all the way back to like my last checkpoint, so I had to do all that over again. And this is the thing: is
it's the most irritating thing when that happens.
It drops all your coins, all your runes, and if you die before you get to the runes, those runes are gone. And I had something like, I'm already a high level, so I think I had something like, I have to have 25,000 runes to level up to the next level, and I had something like 20,000 runes on me when I died. So I was like, well, I can't leave them behind. That's like almost a whole level up. So it took me like an hour to go all the way back where I was, and then just like sneak in there, kill the one guy that was in front of me, and like I just snaked him and ran out of there. Like, and that's a lot of Elden Ring. Is just running away from your enemies. Like, there's so many dragons I just ran past because I was like, I'm not going to be able to kill you. Like, it's just not going to happen. Yeah. But yeah, so
I think I read something about that like recently that said something along that lines that you just have to sometimes you just have to run past it even though like you don't want to. Yeah. Sometimes you have to.
Sometimes you just have to because there's other stuff like there could be like a whole spot where you can get a bunch of runes or what they call rune farming, where you have like there's this one area where if you go down this like slope, this ball comes like a terror ball, like a death ball comes behind you and tries to kill you. But
so Indiana Jones style.
Basically. But if you like get on your horse real quick and you like run around, the ball will fall like off the cliff and you'll get like, I think it's like 12,000 runes per. So you just do that a bunch of times, and you just keep collecting runes and leveling up that way. So you got to do a bunch of stuff like that. The game can be tedious to say the least. So
I see.
Yeah, very annoying when shit like that happens in games. Like,
yeah, so when Elden Ring came out, everybody was so excited about it, and I honestly I hadn't heard anything about it.
Well, it was because it was written by your boy J.R.R. Martin.
Oh, was it? Yeah. I had no idea. Yeah. But yeah, no, I knew nothing about it. And my friend Kyle, though, he streams on Twitch. If you guys want to check them out, they're the A1 twins. Super rad. Him and his twin brother stream on Twitch. But yeah, I was watching him play it and everything, and I don't like to die in video games. I don't like to, because it's just deep-seated from when I was a child. Yeah. You only get 3 lives, game over. So I don't like to die in video games. I heard Elden Ring, all you do is die, and I was like, that's going to be a no from me, dog. Yep. I can't do it. Like, if I'm going to be dying all the time, no. Mm-mm.
It is, you got to get used to it. Like, I had the same thing when I first bought it, where, like, I was so mad. Literally, I would boot it up, play for maybe 5-10 minutes, yell at my computer screen for the next 10-15 minutes, and then log off and just be mad.
Yeah, like, I can't do it. There was a game that a phone game that I got kind of into at one point. It was like a survival game, but it was like oddly enough, it's kind of like a survival horror game, which is very weird for me because you know me, I don't like to be scared and I don't do like horror or scary things. But something about this survival game like intrigued me, and I was like, I'm gonna download this and I'm gonna play it. I think it was called like Grim Survival or something, and it's basically like they just drop you off in like this one little area and you have like nothing, and you have to like go out and go find stuff. But then at certain points there's like demons and like scary shit and stuff that like come and chase you, and you have to have like light to keep them away, or you have to like completely run away from them and go like in your house to be safe. You don't have a house to start off, though. Like, you have to go find stuff first and then build the house to be safe. And so, like, I remember I got really into it for a little bit. And I was like, I was playing it. I built my house. I was so excited. I was doing stuff. But in this game, whatever you have on you, if you die, you lose.
Oh, that sucks.
So, if you die with, like, all your gear on you, like, you've got, like, a badass weapon or something, and you got all this stuff, and you go out, you go hunting, and some big bad kills you, you lose everything you have on you. It just reloads you back in your house, you're naked, and you have nothing. And I'm like, what the fuck? You can get the stuff back. Okay. But you have to go back to your dead body and go pick it up off your dead body. So then you have to go back out there with, like, nothing. You gotta hope that you left some stuff in your trunk in your house so that you can go over there and go try to, face that guy again and get your shit. So... But there's also, it's also like online play though too.
Yeah, okay, that's
cool. So you have other players in there who are playing at the same time as you. So you could have ended up fighting another player and dying, and then that player takes all your shit after you.
And then you never get it back.
And then you can never.
Oh my god, that's no.
So it's like.
Did you ever play the Friday the 13th game?
No.
Okay, so this really cool concept. It is scary, but it's like basically you're the kids. Well, there's like. Let's say there's like 5 players, right? So 4 of the players are the kids that go up to like the camp where it is.
And then one person
is Jason. And then you start off with like, I think you get like a flashlight, and then you find different tools. Like you can get like a weapon, like a crowbar or something. You can get like gasoline, or you need to try to do certain things to get out of there. And so there's a car. So you can like find the gasoline and fill up the car with gas, or you can find the keys, and so you have to find certain things to get the car going.
Yeah.
You can also find walkie-talkies, and that will allow you to talk to other players that find walkie-talkies in the game. So things like that are really fucking cool.
Yeah.
If let's say one person dies pretty early on in the match, there's a fourth or a fifth character that like comes later, and like you see him like coming out of the cabin where everyone kind of starts, and so one person gets a respawn if they die too early. Jason is just fucking like, if you're the hunter, if you're Jason, you just OP to the max. You have like 4 or 5 different powers, which I think one is like you can like teleport, like because you have a map, and like anytime they make noise or anything, they show up on the map. So one of them is you can like teleport to where the last somebody like a blip came up on the map. The other one is I think you can like run like super fast, which you already run faster compared to the other players.
Yeah.
A third one is you can like, what is it? It's like you can like turn off all the lights at the same time. Like it's ways to like fuck with the players and stuff. But that's essentially a lot of it is just finding the people, but it does make for a really cool like game that you can have. And I know I forgot what it's called, but they made another game where it's like all these horror icons.
Dead by Daylight.
Yes. Yeah, and it's just supposedly that's like a better version of the Friday the 13th game.
It definitely is, because I've seen people play that one.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I think Kyle and his brother would play that one too. So I've seen people play that one, but I feel like horror games are like really in right now.
Yeah, definitely.
Because like normally if I see people streaming or something, like, because you know people can stream on like TikTok, I guess, kind of now.
Yeah.
I don't really know how it works, but it's like, you can stream on Twitch, but you can also see them on TikTok like streaming somehow. I don't know how it works. Yeah. Anyways, but like I'll be scrolling, and all of a sudden, you know, a live will pop up that somebody's streaming, and they're streaming a horror game, and I'm like, that's not something I'm usually interested in, but for some reason it keeps popping up on my For You page. And sometimes I get kind of like intrigued. I'm like, oh,
it's cool to watch.
What are we doing? Like, what is that? Like, what is that? No, that's scary. Don't do that. Don't go in there. My black comes out all of a sudden, and I'm like, what are you doing? You don't. No, that's some white people shit. Don't go down there. It's dark down there. We don't know what's down there. No.
It's definitely. I think. Like, are you familiar with Mark Pillar? So Mark Plyer, I believe is how you say his actual username, but Mark Plyer, he kind of one of the, I wouldn't say the first, but he's definitely somebody who got really well known for playing Five Nights at Freddy's. And he was just because he was like he has this really deep voice, and he's a fairly good looking dude, but he would like get super scared, and he's known for like trying not to curse. So he'd be like,
I'd be cursing left and right.
Yeah, most people are, but he would be, oh my god, mother ducker, like he'd be really good at trying to like not. And it was just really over the top and funny. I feel like he was like a really big innovator in that. Plus, games like Among Us, which I think we played together Among Us a few times. No, did you ever say after D&D?
Wait, yeah. Sorry, I was
while.
thinking about something else entirely. I don't know where my brain went when you said Among Us, but like I went somewhere else entirely. I went to what's the game with the weird zombie mushroom fungi people?
Oh, is it Left 4 Dead or no? What's
the Last of Us?
Yes.
My brain went to that for some reason. And I was like, no, we never played that together. Can you even play that together? Like I got really confused. But Among Us, yes, we did play.
Again, another like technically like a horror genre, but it's like more kiddish, I guess. But
not really. It scared me. I was not a fan.
I know there'd be sometimes I'd be so mad when I like knew it was the killer. Like I had a feeling like, why is this person here? They're the fucking killer. And they'd be like, no, I'm not. And they like do a really good job of convincing you they're not.
Among Us?
Yes, Among Us. And then they fucking get you. Like, I love that game though. It was super fun. We had a little group going for a while.
Yeah, I don't know if I ever actually was the killer ever.
Really?
I don't know if I ever got the opportunity. I'm trying to remember if I did.
Being the killer is like the best part of the game.
I'm trying to remember.
I played that game a lot though, honestly.
I don't feel like I ever did. I feel like every single time I ever played, I was... Because, you know, I'm the goody two-shoes. I'm running around trying to do my fucking tasks. Okay? I just want to get my task completed. And the next thing you know, it's I get shanked in the back. And it's just not very friendly.
Yeah, I used to love being the killer. Oh my god, my roommate at the time pissed me off so much. One time we were playing, and he straight up, me and him were both the killer, and he like threw me under the bus in like a super shitty way. He didn't tell anyone I was the killer, but he like really put me in a position, and I went, fuck this guy. He's the fucking killer. Fucking vote him off. He's a piece of shit. And I remember everyone got mad at me in the game because they're like, you ruined the game. I'm like, he fucked me so hard. he straight put me in a position where that was literally the only move I had.
Yeah.
So no, don't get fucking mad at me. Like, but yeah, it is one of those games where like it'll turn your friends into your foes real fast.
Yeah, like Uno.
Yeah. No, but I have seen the game's kind of died down, unfortunately, Among Us. But I know they made
I think it was kind of like a niche thing, like for a little bit. Like everybody was just really into it for a small amount of time.
Well, it was getting streamed like crazy because I don't know if you ever got in. Do you know who like Sykkuno or Corpse or like? So there was this.
I don't watch streamers except for Kyle and his brother.
There was this group that got really big. Like, they were already somewhat big, like, on their own. They were up and coming. But when they all started playing Among Us together, it was, like, huge as far as, like, just numbers-wise. And it made a number of, like, this guy, Corpse, his voice is, like, super deep. Like, I don't know how to... Did you ever hear that song, hate me if you rate... Or, like, it's... Oh, fuck. I forgot how it goes.
No,
but it's like,
I know what you're talking about.
Okay, yeah. So,
But what's funny, though, is that when you said his voice was really deep and then you brought up a song, the first song that came to my mind was, Baby, lock them door and turn the lights down low. No, not that song. That was the first song that came to mind. I was like, you want to talk about a deep voice.
Yeah. But yeah, that guy, so that was, he's a streamer. And so he was there, and then he actually, nobody knows what he looks like. Because like apparently he has like some kind of disease, or he like has who's like super self-conscious about something. So nobody knows what he looks like, but he got super famous because of the songs, and he was streaming. And then one of the other girls, I think she at the time, I don't know if she still is, but she was like the #1 streamer in the world for a while. But there was a girl named Pokimane, which her story is interesting. Her name is supposed to be pronounced Pokemon, but the way that it's spelled, nobody got that it was supposed to do that, so they just call her Pokimane. And then there was Valkyrie and a couple of Sykkuno and someone else. But yeah, they all got super big. Just they honestly, I think they're most of the reason why everybody got into Among Us, and then why it stayed so popular the whole time. Yeah. But they even helped like create some of the features, or make some of the features that weren't in the game possible. I know they were huge with like using Discord to like create chat and stuff like that, and they even helped to make like, because when somebody invented that how you can get close to each other and then you would hear each other, because like they didn't have that before, and so they made that super popular, and just different things. But
interesting. Very interesting.
You know what game did just come out, and I am super excited for it, is Mortal Kombat 1. Yeah.
Everybody's been kind of talking about that.
Yeah, because I think it's really, really cool, because it's so. What was the last Mortal Kombat you played? You're like,
you're not gonna like my answer.
Oh, you've never played Mortal Kombat.
I wasn't allowed to play Mortal Kombat growing up, so I never actually played it nor got into it because I wasn't allowed to play it growing up. Same reason why like I'm not like a big fan of like certain cartoons. Because, like, Ren and Stimpy, I wasn't allowed to watch that growing up. So it's like I never really ever watched it or ever really had any interest in watching it. Yeah. Like, certain things like that, like, there were certain things I wasn't allowed to, like, watch or do. And Mortal Kombat was one of those. For some reason, like, I don't really understand it. Like, you've met my mom. Like, and I did a lot of questionable shit as a child
but
that she let me do.
No
and,
blood.
Like, she would talk to me about a lot of stuff that I probably shouldn't have known as a child, but I was not allowed to play Mortal Kombat or watch Ren and Stimpy, so that doesn't make sense.
Those make you into horrible people. Look how I turned out. but yeah, no, okay, so you don't, but you understand the concept. People
finish him.
Fighting, whatever.
I think I maybe played only like a couple of times. Sure. Like, you know, I would go to like a friend's house or something, and they were like, "Oh, we're gonna play Mortal Kombat," and I was like, "I'm not allowed to play that," but
real quick, let's go.
Like danger,
Yeah.
like
Did you watch the movies?
I did. I watched the newest movie that came out, and then I think I saw one of the old ones. But I have a very vague memory.
We should do a thing where we watch it, and it'd be funny to see your react. Because this is the thing is, the first movie and the second movie aren't great. Mm-hmm. They're good because if you were 5 and
well, I mean, I feel the same way about the Dungeons and Dragons movies. Because there's an original Dungeons and Dragons movie.
I remember that. Yeah.
And that everybody bashes
I love that movie.
I love it too. I don't care what
Marlon Wayne
says.
was in it. It was a good movie.
It was. I enjoy it, but it's the same. It's kind of the same concept. I feel it's like they did the best they could with what they had at that time, and
exactly.
You have to watch it in that mindset.
For sure, I do think the first one is very. You could just tell that the second one, they just didn't have the budget from the first one, or they still needed to do it, or felt like they had to do it. I don't know if it was contractual obligation, what it was.
Yeah.
But they just changed out. A lot of the actors didn't come back. But I still like them. The second one, I guess, it's just not as good as the first one. But either way. But yeah, it'd be funny to see your reactions to them.
I feel like the Mortal Kombat song is in my head right now.
Oh, yeah. It's
I got it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. It's definitely in there.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. So,
Mortal Kombat.
That song legit was at the top of music chart. That's how popular. Also, who gave them the permission to make that fucking much of a banger? For a video game song, because that song wasn't in the game. That song was made specifically for the movie, I think, or maybe it was in the second or third game. But yeah, I don't remember the first one. The first one just had a boo doo boo doo boo doo boo doo boo boo. You barely heard it, but But either way, it'd be cool to see your reactions to just them making the movie. And it also has my fucking least favorite actor in it, the fucking Highlander himself. I forget his name, but the guy that played him, the Highlander.
I don't know. We talked about this.
You don't fucking.
I've never seen the Highlanders. I don't know what you're talking about.
That's what we're gonna do. We'll do a thing where we just have you watch all these 80s and 90s horrible movie classics that people my age love. But. Yeah, okay.
Now I feel like I have to know who it is that you're talking about, otherwise it's going to bother me.
He is Irish, I think. He's something like that. He's Scottish or Irish or something.
He's the original from 1986?
Yes. The guy that plays Raiden.
Christopher Lambert?
Yeah. That guy. He has the thickest freaking accent, man. And they try to pass him off as a guy who speaks English, without the accent, and it just never works.
Okay.
It's just nuts.
Yeah, I'm looking at him, and I don't. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, it says that he's best known for Mortal Kombat
and
Highlander and Fortress.
Oh, I don't remember Fortress.
It was 1992.
Yeah,
we were 2.
Yeah, no, the Highlander definitely. I feel like they only made those movies to just support him. No.
Oh, you're not gonna believe this.
What?
Have you done any research on the Mortal Kombat game?
On the newest one?
The newest one?
Yeah.
You have?
Yeah.
So you know that he voices Raiden?
Yeah.
In the video
I don't mind him voicing.
But no, I'm just saying, I'm looking at IMDb now, and he voices Raiden in the new game.
Yeah.
No, not the new game, sorry. No, in an old game.
I was he has before.
Mortal Kombat 11. Sorry, I thought it was the newest one. But
no, he has before, so I'm not surprised. His portrayal in the movie isn't bad because up to par with everything else. I just hate him in the Highlander. That's the only thing I hate. I don't hate him.
I thought you hated him
it's more I just hate the Highlander. I just hate the Highlander so much. But but no, but you understand, so do you understand why they're fighting in Mortal Kombat? Do I have fucking shit all over my thanks.
I'm here for you, man.
Thank you. So do you understand why they're fighting in Mortal Kombat? There's a reason?
I don't remember. I watched a movie. I feel like the movie explains something,
it does.
But I don't remember.
So basically, there's different worlds, dimensions basically that have different worlds in them, and one world can take over another one, but they have to win 10 consecutive fighting tournaments, Mortal Kombat tournaments in a row, and then they're allowed to invade whatever world they want. So I guess this what they call Outworld, they had their eye on taking over our world, which they have a name for it, but I forget what they call us, but whatever. So Midgard, same shit. They had won 9 consecutive tournaments, but I guess would go out of their way to like rig them to make sure like we won. And so by the 10th tournament, they had all these crazy ass fighters. They had fucking Goro, who's a giant ass fucking, he's like Hulk Hogan. If they took 2 Hulk Hogans
and put them together,
so he has 4 arms and shit. They had Sub-Zero at the time, Scorpion. They had all these just crazy ass dudes, and everyone in the human realm was just like, well, what the fuck are we gonna do?
Well, like, you know, just people.
Yeah, and then so Raiden is like the god, protector of
the god. I was waiting for you to just be like the god of thunder after you just said Midgard.
Oh, I know, that's yeah, my bad, dropping the ball over there. But yeah, he's the god of thunder, but also he is the god of like protecting our Earth, and so he chooses a monk, specifically a Shaolin monk, to help be like one of their champions. Well, Liu Kang was a monk, but he basically like left their ways. But his brother was in the 9th tournament, took up the mantle of champion, who Liu Kang was originally supposed to be, and he dies. And so Liu Kang comes back for the 10th tournament to be like, nah, fuck this, like I'm in. Plus we get Sonya and Jax, who are actually cops. So they kind of stumble into it, like they're like, what? They were hunting Kano, who Kano's a villain from our Earth who was seduced by them, so he goes over there. So they're hunting Kano, and then who else do we have? Oh, and then we have Johnny Cage, who is literally just an actor, but he's also like, he grew up doing martial arts. Like he's actually supposedly like a badass martial artist, but nobody believes him because they think he's a sellout because he's just doing all these movies and stuff. So he's there to kind of prove that he's not just,
I can do karate and shit.
Exactly, right? So they go off to do this tournament, and then they win, and that's the first Mortal Kombat, and then the rest of it is just like Outworld trying to like find different ways to like win and come. And there's a lot of like villains that kind of come in and out of play, and a lot of different things that happen. But the cool thing about this is, a couple of years ago, Mortal Kombat went through like a soft reset where a lot of things went astray. You find out that Liu Kang had died in a game a few games ago, but somebody brought him back as a zombie, and he basically like fucks everything up. Wow. And so Raiden uses his last of his power before he dies to send a message back in time to younger Raiden, and they basically alter the timeline, and that like resets everything. And so what had happened is Liu Kang basically merged with Raiden in a future game, or the last game, and now he used his power to kind of play everything out in a different way. So now we have all the same characters, but they grew up differently than what we know their origins are. And so we're seeing how Liu Kang's decision to change certain things is playing out now.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's a very, like, you wouldn't think a game where the whole point of it is just to literally tear someone's skull off of their fucking spine has like this huge convoluted story, but it really does. Like, it goes levels, and it's crazy because it didn't always, like, it's not like 1 through fucking, I think we're at like the 13th or 14th game. It's not like it went in a straight line as far as like some games went back in time to explain certain things and went back, like, it's over the span of, I mean, not since 1993 or 4 or something like that. And it's crazy that it's still around and still just as popular. Yeah. I just saw that one of the co-creators of the original game on Hot Ones. Like, that blew my mind. You know what I mean? Like, this game that it forged a lot of my childhood. Like, my uncle is still obsessed with Mortal Kombat. And anytime I go to his house, he still has our old Sega Genesis, and we put it up, and we play. His favorite character is Sub-Zero. Like, we get down. It's you know.
So is it like, wasn't it Sub-Zero and like Scorpion?
Yeah.
Aren't they like enemies? Don't they like hate each other?
Okay. So there has been like some change to what's happened. So basically, originally,
because don't they fight in the recent movie?
Yes.
Sub-Zero and Scorpion.
Yes. So what's happened is, at first, basically we find out that they're both part of different like clans, like ninja clans. So I believe, and I could fuck this up because it's been a while since I've talked about this. I want to say that Sub-Zero is part of the Lin Kuei, and Scorpion is part of, I forget what their names are, but different tribe. And basically, Sub-Zero, I don't remember why, but he's like killed. He killed Scorpion's wife Child.
Oh yeah, that was in the movie. I think.
Yeah, that's one of the timeline things that happened.
Yeah,
I forget what the other one was.
In the movie, like the most recent movie. They showed that, and then he comes back and he gets his or just going for his revenge.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, we find out later that I believe he was and I could be wrong. So much lore to this, but I want to say that Scorpion was either persuaded or tricked, or under Shang Tsung's control. He's a sorcerer.
He's a sorcerer.
Yeah.
Thanks for that, Frank.
Yeah, he made him. I want to say he killed Scorpion's family under false pretenses or something, and then Sub-Zero's brother then takes up the mantle of Sub-Zero, and then starts trying to right the wrongs that his brother did for a while. But also, have you seen the robots? There's cyborgs.
Transformers,
robots
in disguise.
I want to say in the second or third game we find out that there's cyborgs in the game, and what we found out was that the actual the ninja clans were tired of being under
so many songs. Every single time you say something, there's certain trigger words that you keep saying, and it keeps putting a song in my brain. You say ninja, and my brain just goes ninja. The robot.
What?
No, it's not a robot song. I'm mixing it up because when I was in high school, I did a dance and it had both of those. What is it? Oh, to go ninja, go. Oh yeah,
the Vanilla Ice song. Yeah, that's actually the theme song from Ninja Turtles 2.
It's just every time you say something, a certain song pops in my head. I'm so sing-songy right now.
So yeah, they get tired of being underpowered. So they start sending their people to get transformed into cyborgs, and some of them were done. It was done against their will. It becomes a whole thing because they'll be getting them.
So what's her face from Guardians of the Galaxy? What's her name?
Oh yeah, she. I forget her name, but yeah, the
blue one.
Ah,
what is her name?
I forgot her name.
Why can't we think of this?
But yeah, she would be considered a cyborg. But yeah,
so cold. Can you tell?
Yeah, I could tell. But yeah, they ended up getting we ended up getting more ninjas in the second one,
go
ninja,
go.
And they end up turning them into cyborgs, I think, in the third one because we end up getting a gray ninja called Smoke, and then we get Noob Saibot. Noob Saibot, we find out later because the first Sub-Zero died. Somehow he comes back as Noob Saibot. And yeah, it's crazy, the whole story and stuff. But yeah, Mortal Kombat 1.
Are there any
I'm
dinosaurs?
Excited. You know what?
I'm asking because my dinosaur blanket.
You know what? Nightwolf turns into a dinosaur. He has the ability to turn into different animals. I want to say he turns into a dinosaur. Nice. Turns into a T-Rex and bites your head off. I know Liu Kang can turn into a dragon.
Finish him.
Yeah, he does. That's one of his fatalities of many. That's another thing kind of cool of the game. That fatalities really, I think a lot of fighting games had finishers of some sort, but
it wasn't ever that. It wasn't ever the person just sitting there in a daze about to die, and then you get to do some super awesome cool finish move. It was always more you're fighting, and then all of a sudden you're I get to press these 3 buttons to do my finish move, and then done. And it was it would do something dead.
Yeah, no,
it wasn't ever Mortal Kombat took that to a
100%,
like a theatrical level, where it was just kind of the guy's just sitting there dying. You finish him, and you just do something cool.
Have you seen some of the more ridiculous ones?
No.
Babality.
What is that?
You do
does Katana just come up there and motorboat your face? I don't understand. Babality, that's what I think.
I'm surprised that's not one. No, there's one where
death by motorboat.
Yeah. There's one where the sorcerer casts a spell and he turns you into a baby. And you see little baby Raiden or little baby Sub-Zero. There's one where
and the baby just is the baby. There's
You don't kill the baby.
Okay.
You don't kill the baby. Right. No, we're okay.
Right. No. That's immediately where my brain went. Was just you turn them into a baby, and then all of a sudden it's baby murder.
No. You just see the baby, and then you see them do their pose to the screen, and then because normally when it's a fatality, you see blood come down and it spells fatality. Instead of it, it's the same voice, but it goes babality. That's what I loved about the game. Was it was also funny.
I just love that where the difference in my brain went.
For sure.
it was turning the person into a baby, and my first thought was sexual, like, katana, like, all the women in the game are barely wearing any clothes, like, babe, like...
Well, you would think it would be something like that with, like, the contest. Like, one of the fatalities is, in, I think, Mortal Kombat 3 or 4, one of the guys is a cop, and he pulls out a gun and just shoots them. Like, you know what I mean? You would think it'd be something nuts like that.
Yeah.
But, no, this one, it's, like, or there's one where, I forget what it's called, but he basically summoned a Mortal Kombat cabinet machine, like the ones you see in the arcade, and he just comes down and crushes them, and then you start playing Mortal Kombat. Like, you know, just weird, dumb shit. You could, like, blow someone's head into a balloon, and then it would, like, float away, or it would blow up.
Interesting.
I'm trying to think what else. Do you remember the whoopsie? Do you remember? So, if you were, and this is really cool, like, Mortal Kombat lore, where... I guess there was a guy in the office that would just kind of say that anytime someone would get burned or, like, you know, like, you say a joke and be like, whoopsie, like, something like that. And so they decided to put it in the game, like, super random. And so it's what happens is when you're playing in the game, you're getting, like, a really good combo. You're like, pop, 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 pop. And then you hit, like, a move, and it's, like, the last hit.
Yeah.
If it's a big enough combo, you'll see the guy who actually would say whoopsie in real life, they put his face in the game, and his face would just pop up, and he'd go, whoopsie, and then back down. Like, it was so random, but it's so crazy how, like, the most random thing makes sense. Like, it gave me the same feeling. Like, I don't know if you ever played.
It just means that they actually, like, they put effort into what they're creating.
I think they just wanted to make a game that they thought was fun.
Yeah,
and you really got that. I don't know if you remember NBA Jam. It was like an old game, and it was 2-on-2, but you get to pick your favorite basketball team, and it had like Scottie Pippen, Michael Jordan, you know, like all this stuff. And then anytime you would score like some crazy, you know, like shot or dunk, they go boom chakalaka. Like, it was the same feeling.
Yeah.
When I got a whoopsie, was just like, ooh, you know, like it was just like, so, you know, and it. So cool. Like,
there was a basketball game that I really liked. I'm not a big sports game person, but there was one that I really, really liked, and I cannot remember what it was. But it was like, you got to kind of like create your own player, but then it was like...
Was it NBA Street?
It might have been. I was about to say, because it was like you played on like the streets though. Like, it wasn't like...
So... Yes.
You played, you were like, I remember playing, like, the game, and you were, like, in, like, at a park, and you had people watching you play. Yeah.
So, NBA Street, it's still regarded, and most people who played when it came out, as one of the best NBA games ever created. They even made it an NFL Street, and they even made a FIFA Street, which I still think is one of the best soccer games ever created. Unfortunately, it was made by... it
was NBA Street. Yeah.
It was made by what's the company? They make fucking all the NFL games now.
It was EA Sports.
Yes, it was made by EA Sports, but they had like the games were it was such a big like thing that EA gave them like their own like EA Street, like there was their own division, and they were huge for a long time. And I actually watched like a whole like documentary on it, like, about how they were so big, and I forget why, but basically, like, one of the guys that took over, like, some higher up just tanked the whole thing. And I'm just like, man, that sucks, because, like, I wish they would bring them back. Like, don't get me wrong, I do like sports games, but it's so conventional. It's so, like, if I want to go play the sport, I'll just go play it. Like, you know, where... with the street versions, you can get so creative with them, and I think
that's what I really liked about it.
Right, you could just do so much, and again, like what they were wearing was so different than what you would go into the regular sports games to have, and you can customize them. And I just think having a way of expression through the sport is what really brought people in. I remember half the time with the FIFA Street, I loved the fact that you could do a lot of like dribbling combos, or like you could even like you could, because it wasn't like full on FIFA where you have like 10 guys or 12 guys to a team. It was like you only had like 4, right? Yeah. So what was cool is you were doing a lot of like fake out moves to try to mess up the person in front of you, and you could really get super creative with the ball and do all kinds of tricks and stuff. And it was just, I played soccer growing up. It made me feel like I was playing street soccer. It was like indoor, like it was such a fun. It was the skateboarding version of soccer. You know what I mean? Where it's just I didn't have any limits to like how I could be creative while also scoring points, and I really, really wish they would bring those games back. That, to me, like, I even have tried downloading the emulator onto my PC to try to play FIFA Street, because I fucking love that game so much. So, they tried doing it with the NFL. I remember it wasn't as good. Like, I think the biggest thing you could do was, like, slam people into cars. Yeah. And it just wasn't there, because I remember, like, my favorite football game, which I do love the regular NFL games, but Blitz was always cool, because, like, you could like tackle extra aggressive and do all kinds of crazy shit. So maybe if they did like a combination of that, I don't know. It's tough like putting a spin on a sport that's played so openly. Yeah. Because like if you change it too much, no one's gonna make it their own. You know.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Because I know even, but didn't The Rock buy like a league? He brought like his own league a while ago. It was like a indoor league, but they changed a couple of the rules to like make it more appealing for indoor football. And I know just people weren't having it because before it was actually owned by the WWE, and they would do all kinds of crazy shit like that was just super illegal in regular football. Like legit, you could like donkey punch somebody to the head or something. Like it was super crazy. And then they even had like, I think to save like to get any kind of watchers, the cheerleaders would be like extra risque, you know.
So like the replacements.
Almost like, yes, 100% like that.
You get them to stop shaking their asses for 2 minutes.
So it was.
Love that movie.
No, great movie. It was, but my point is with that is just that you try to change things or get gimmicky, it doesn't really work. Where these games really did. They really create a huge fan base, and it makes me sad that I know like time goes on and different companies get bought and things get lost, and that's kind of why we can't bring certain things back. Like, I don't know if you know this, but like when they brought back the Tony Hawk game, when they remastered the first two, it was done by a smaller company, and the company ended up getting bought up by, I want to say EA or a bigger company, and they when they acquired them, I think they destroyed all the Tony Hawk data that was like to make the game, from my understanding, or it's lost somewhere, and they can't, and they basically won't, because clearly the market's there. The resale on that game was huge. People were buying it all the time, but because of that, they are not going to be able to make any more of them. Like, they would have to create a whole new game, and I guess it's going to cost too much, or the company doesn't want to put money into it. And it sucks, because I bought those remakes as soon as they came out, and I had just reminiscing, like, to have the exact same game, just way better. Yeah. It was so crazy. So I was like...
Because that game was amazing. And, like, even probably, like, the soundtrack was so good.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it was cool. I remember just being, like, just so into all the music while I was playing. Like, just...
Yeah. And they added new features that were, like, super cool. And, like, it was a really cool update to a game that people really love. So I was excited because, to me, my favorite Tony Hawk game is one of two. One's a really popular one. The one's not so popular. Was the... Thug one, which is Tony Hawk Underground. Did you play that?
See, I played all the Tony Hawk games.
Tony Hawk Underground, by far, probably the best one ever made, because you were the guy. You finally were the guy in the career, and you had Eric being a punk the whole time to you. Like, I was waiting for you to say it, because I was like, I swear to God, if he doesn't say
it's that one, like...
No, my second favorite, and this one I understand why it's unpopular, it's just gimmicky, but I love the artwork and the story that goes with it, which is the American Wasteland one, which is the one right after Thug 2. And it got a little much, but I just like that they were... you got really cool levels, you got really fun, famous skate, like... places that are real. Like, it was really cool. But I just re-downloaded Thug 1 for my PC, and I'm playing through it, and it still holds up. It's still such a fun game to play, and like to go through all the things, and it just, they don't make games like that anymore. And I was really hoping that they would do a remastering of Thug 1 with a new original story, like keep it somewhat like the other one, but imagine that game with today's graphics, and like, oh my God, there's no way it wouldn't like go crazy numbers wise. You know what I mean? I don't understand why whoever bought the company wouldn't be down to make money. It just seems like that's the crazy part to me, is why aren't we seeing all these games that we know would get bought up?
Yeah.
If they're just, I would definitely buy the deluxe version of that game. Like,
Absolutely.
whatever thing they would give us, you know what I mean? They could even make like a special edition skateboard. You think I'm an adult now. I was a child when that game came out. You don't think
I have adult money and I'm going to spend it on a digital skateboard, okay?
I mean, I almost feel like video games nowadays don't have really great add-ons. Like, they're all digital, which is cool.
I feel like the biggest add-on that they're doing now is the early access thing.
Yeah.
The early access thing, I think, is like the biggest add-on that they're giving with deluxe edition games now, where it's like, oh my god, I'm so excited for this game. Oh, are you? Okay, well, we'll give you 72 hours early access if you buy, the deluxe edition. So you get to play 72 hours before everybody else. Like,
right?
That's a huge selling point. I'm like, sign me up. I did that with Baldur's Gate. I did that with Harry Potter. I did that with Legacy. Yeah. So, I mean, it's weird. But at the same time, like, I'm about it. Like,
no, it's cool. I just wish that they would see that there's so much more they could be doing to keep us in the game and make money. I feel like I'm not dumb, or blind to the fact that they're there for the money. Yeah. I get that. I understand you're a business, but there's so many with the fact that nerd culture is so big. Yeah. You would think that they really want to go bigger. Where's the Call of Duty paintball courses? You know what I mean? Like, could you imagine if, I know Call of Duty is produced by several companies, but if, Activision bought, Jungle Island out here, or even, didn't they have to buy it? If they did an event, just one event, we're going to do, these are the rules, these are the things, and they really come out with something cool. Experiences are so huge right now.
Agreed.
Could you imagine
Call of Duty experience?
A Call of Duty experience, or a Lara Croft experience?
Down.
Exactly, right?
So down.
Could you imagine getting to live your video, or go to okay, they don't do this as involved from my understanding, but when you used to go to are you familiar with the El Capitan Theater in Hollywood?
Yeah, I mean, I'm familiar with theater.
Okay, so when I was a kid, they used to really go all out with making the experience there something else. So I went to when they released Toy Story, I went to the releasing of it, and you'd walk in, and they actually had they built the arcade from the movie, and you could play games, and they even had the soda machines with the thing come out, and they had this really cool thing where they make you into an army man. They had these foot slip-ins that you'd go into, and they would go over your feet and connect them, and you had an obstacle course you would have to go. It wasn't anything crazy, but it was just enough to where and they really made these really cool experiences. And I think that we're losing that in the video game industry, especially, and if any company wanted to make a shit ton of money, do something like that. Even the game, dude, there's already enough anime experiences out there, but imagine if when they're releasing the latest Naruto game, they do a ninja thing. I don't know, an experience.
I'm just thinking about the run. I'm just
Go Ninja?
Run, where you put the arms behind the back and you run.
What are you talking about?
You said Naruto.
The run. I'm like, what are you talking about? Yeah, the Naruto run. Yeah. So, but you know what I mean? There's just so many things I feel the video game industry, and I get it. It's not cheap to make these games. I get that they're already spending millions and millions of dollars. But how cool would it be when they released the Iron Man VR game, and they made
millions and millions of dollars?
If they release the latest Marvel game, and I can go to some place and experience all these Marvel things, I'm gonna get to play. It just makes it better.
I've never been, so I can't say for what it is. But I know that they have in Vegas the Avengers at one of the
I've seen
has the Avengers campus or Avengers something there.
Yeah, it's an experience you can go
there's
in, things
an
like
Avengers
that.
experience something. But those are the type of things I want more nerd shit to go do that's not just a convention.
Yes, which don't get me wrong.
I love conventions.
I love conventions.
We had so much fun.
It's a place to buy things where
yes.
this is the difference.
Oh my god, I spent so much money.
This is the difference between San Diego Con is they actually have those. This last year, they did a blow up Planet Express from Futurama, and you could actually go in there. And they had all these like picture opportunities, like just stuff like that, which I get. Yeah. Like they're doing that. I mean, years ago when
speaking of, for my birthday, we're getting a blow up Millennium Falcon. So I'm just saying, bouncy house, Millennium Falcon for my birthday. So.
Years ago, I remember for when Assassin's Creed Black Flag came out, they rented a badass pirate ship. And they put it on the, like, you could, like, walk up to it and, like, take photos on it and stuff. And they did this, they hired a bunch of parkour guys to, like, dress up in the Assassin's Creed uniforms and, like, do a show and stuff. Like, just really cool things that I feel like the video game industry just doesn't do anymore. And I get, like, maybe they're allocating the funds to other things. But, like, and I get it. They don't really have to make commercials anymore because...
Yeah, they really don't. You just
have us for that.
They do, and literally all they really have to do is like put out a TikTok video, and it'll get out there. That's really all they have to do. So sorry, it's about 5:00 right now that we're recording, and my dogs are hungry, and they're bugging Frank and not me.
I know, what is this?
They love you. I don't understand what it is, but they love you. Now I'm not speaking to you right now, ma'am. Let us 5 minutes. No. Everybody welcome Dante to the chat. All right. Final thoughts on video games, because now they're bugging me.
It's so, final thoughts is, honestly, video game industry, get it together and do some cool shit. I'm so over not having cool shit to do, but also I love you and make more cool shit. Yeah.
I wish we talked about Baldur's Gate a little bit more, but that's okay. No, it's fine. We got passionate talking about all the video games and stuff. Like, so it's just a video game episode, so it's fine. It's Baldur's Gate is rad though. Everybody download it and play that, and that's because it's fun. It's great. And it's Dungeons and Dragons. I love it.
Go check out Mortal Kombat 1. It looks really cool. Get over here! That's not a bad. Like Scorpion. I'm just saying, like
my Zordon's not that bad.
Yeah, it's like a very
Rangers.
Yeah, it's a very it's a solid B Scorpion. Like if you hired me, like I would look like this, and that would suck for you because you're like, oh my god, who got fat Scorpion? Why did Scorpion?
Maybe that's what you should dress up as the next Comic-Con.
But the moment like I pull out the hand thing, I'm like, get over here. You remember he has a thing that shoots out of his hand.
Yeah, I got it.
Get over here, and then like that's
Rangers.
Yeah, you know, that's who we're going to as Comic-Con this year. Zordon and Scorpion that let himself go.
Floating gray head in a tube.
We'll get you a tube. We'll paint your face gray. And just press
the rest of me black, and just my head in a tube.
Just press your face against the tube so they can see you.
Rangers. That's right. Because I end up like a squishy, like stretched out face. No, but I'm pretty sure the tube. If we just put the tube might do that for me. Give the illusion. Yeah. You know.
We could just cut a hole in the tube and your face sticks out. Rangers.
Stop. Anyways, that's it, guys. Follow us on all the social medias and stuff and things.
Nerdoholics.
And, watch all of our videos and stuff because they're rad. All of our socials are tagged.
Yeah, and thank you to our new YouTube subscribers. We got a few of those last week. So thank you for following us. Appreciate y'all.
But yeah, that's it.
Yep.
Yeah?
Yep.
Okay. Y'all are rad.
Bye. looks really cool. Get over here! That's not a bad like Scorpion. I'm just saying like
my Zordon's not that bad.
Yeah, it's like a very
Rangers.
it's a very it's a solid B Scorpion. Like if you hired me, like I would look like this, and that would suck for you because you're like, oh my god, who got fat Scorpion? Why did Scorpion
maybe that's what you should dress up as.
But the moment like I pull out the hand thing, I'm like, get over here. You remember he has the thing that shoots out of his hand, and then get over here, and then like that's
Rangers.
Yeah, you know, that's who we're going to as Comic-Con this year. Zordon and Scorpion that let himself go.
Floating gray head in a tube.
We'll get you a tube. We'll paint your face gray, and just press it up.
The rest of me black, and just my head in a tube.
Just press your face against the tube so they can see you. Rangers.
Right, because I end up like a squishy, like stretched out face. Oh man, I'm pretty sure the tube. If we put the tube might do that for me. We could just illusion, you know.
We could just cut a hole in the tube and your face sticks out. Rangers.
Stop. Anyways, that's it.
Okay.
Guys, follow us on all the social media and stuff and things.
Nerdoholics.
Yeah, watch all of our videos and stuff because they're rad. All of our socials are tagged.
Yeah, and thank you to our new YouTube subscribers. We got a few of those last week. So thank you for following us. Appreciate y'all.
But yeah, that's it.
Yep.
Yeah?
Yep.
Okay. Y'all are rad.
Bye.
Okay, we're done.
Cool.
Stop recording.